A to the L to the I to the Z to the E, and it's all on me, Legend Z, and I am back with another video. All right, hold on, y'all. Got this little thing. All right, all right. So I'm back with another video. Before I start, I want to apologize. I did not drop a video yesterday. I just wanted to read and research and listen to motivational speakers and listen to, great people, the greats, and follow up on what other things that I can implement into my everyday life in order to become successful. So not only am I dropping videos to help people get to where they want to be in life, but also and motivate people to do what they want to do regardless, but also to help motivate myself and do what I need to do with my life. Okay. So yesterday I didn't drop a video, and today, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even feel like doing it today. And I know what you're gonna say. Are you serious? But however, that's what's gonna lead me into this topic, and it's gonna be about self-discipline. All right. So before I even jump into the video, what I am going to say is I'm going to be giving you the definition, my explanation of the definition, okay, the explanation as a whole. Then I'm going to be telling you why it's important. Then I'm going to give you examples on what self-discipline does and how it actually helps you throughout your everyday life as a human being on this planet, baby. So let's just get into it. All right. Sorry. Yes, I like having my crutches. I don't, wear it anymore. I think my foot's healing kind of, but I haven't really had on my boot lately, so I'm fucking up. Oops, my bad. I'm messing up. My bad. My apologies for the language. If any children heard that, I do apologize. Say fudging, okay? But anyway, so we're going to jump right into this. So the definition of self-discipline is the ability to control one's feelings and overcome one's weaknesses, the ability to pursue what one thinks, okay, is right despite temptation to abandon it. All right. So I want to jump into the ability to control one's feelings. Before we even move on, I want to say that you are in control of your feelings, and you're always going to be able to overcome your weaknesses. You find your weaknesses, but you overcome them and you make them into strengths. Now, for the explanation, is logical thinking over feelings because you have created a rule for yourself, and despite how you may be feeling, you will still get the job done. The reason I said logical thinking over feeling is because when you are self-disciplined, how they say your thoughts become your emotions later on become your habits, or your emotions contribute to your actions, and those actions contribute into habits, whether they're good or bad. So when I say logical thinking over feelings is when, I'll give you an example. Like today, I didn't feel like making a video. I was actually still tired, and I was waking up, and I was still like, you know what, I'm just gonna go research this. I'm gonna research what I need to get done, and I'm gonna still complete it and still drop a video today because I'm disciplining myself, okay? And yesterday I decided to actually not even do it, only do it because I wanted to read, I wanted to research, and I wanted to get more information on what I can do to implement in my everyday life. So yesterday was like a chill day for me. So, I will have those. But, other than that, I will say that I wasn't as motivated to put the video out, but I still did it. And that's why this is important. When you are self-disciplined, you are going to always choose your thoughts over your feelings, because logically, at that moment, you may want to do something. No, you may not want to do it. And how you're feeling, depending on how you're feeling emotionally or even physically, you may not want to do it, and you may not want to get the job done. But if you're self-disciplined enough, you're going to say, you know what? In order for me to achieve and get to where I want to be in life, I'm going to do what I need to do. Okay. And it's going to just be natural. Like, it's just going to be like, you know what? I don't feel like doing this. Like, people think you have to feel motivated and happy and excited to get these things done. No, there's going to be days where you don't want to do it. There's going to be days where you decide to just say, you know what? I just don't feel like doing it. But at the same time, in order for you to really get the rewarding results in the end, you're going to do it. that is where, you know, you create that self-discipline. Not only are you in control of your feelings, you're not going to let your feelings overpower your logical thinking, your cognitive thinking. You're not going to let that overpower your perspective, because at the end of the day, you're in control of how you feel. So despite how you may be feeling at that very moment, you're still going to make the logical decision, and knowing that you made the decision to do it, you're going to get the job done. Okay? Now, why is this important? It's important because self-discipline is important because you were able to be decisive with making decisions. You have the ability to make a decision and not go back on it. Now, as you can see in the definition, it says, the ability to pursue what one thinks is right despite the temptation of abandoning it. So, I can use another example because I'm going to explain why this is important. Say you're trying to lose weight and you are trying your hardest not to eat cookies, donuts, and all these sugary things. And you know that you eat junk food every day, and you're trying not to go to Taco Bell or KFC or whatever you eat. I don't know. But just say, for example, I'll use Lucy D. Lucy D, she wants to lose weight, but Lucy D knows that every day she wakes up and she eats junk food all the time. Okay? Lucy D eats Cheetos. Okay? Her favorite spot to go at is, let's say, Burger King, or no, Carl's Jr. She like to get that double all-star burger, the cheeseburger, whatever it is. So Lucy D likes to go over there. She like to get that, and she knows she gonna get it. Lucy D always, you know, she looking forward to it. That's her favorite meal, you know, and she eat junk food throughout the day. But still, Lucy D, in her mind, she knows the voice saying, you know, you know, we're supposed to be exercising, or we're not supposed to be eating that type of junk food every day, okay? And she has this temptation, basically. Although she's made the decision that she wants to lose weight, okay, let me explain that again. The example is Lucy D knows that she's used to eating junk food, but she has decided to make a decision by saying, you know what, I don't want to no longer eat junk food. I want to lose weight. Now Lucy D Lucy D is making the decision to losing weight, and she's taking those steps. Listen to me, small steps. Okay? So she woke up in the morning, she exercised, and she decided to discipline herself. Although Lucy D didn't want to do it, she didn't want to stop eating junk food. She didn't want to exercise. She knew that in order to reap the rewarding results in the end, she had to become self-disciplined. Okay? Now, the reason this is important is because self-discipline is going to help you throughout your everyday life. Only due to the fact that it will not just only help you with internally, but it will help you externally as well. And if you know me, I like to talk about the internal, and I like to mostly go in. And self-discipline always starts with you, because it starts with you being able to discipline yourself and being able to tell yourself no, and being able to tell yourself yes when it is needed. And to make a decision and commit to that decision to yourself first before you make a commitment or a decision, a decisive decision with someone else. Okay? And I'll give you examples. It will help you to achieve your goals. It will decrease anxiety. It will increase physical health, impact positive relationships, and become more resilient, and you'll feel more happier. Now, the reason it will help you to achieve your goals is because one thing, when I was watching a video, and it says that when people hear the words discipline, they immediately think negative, or they immediately get scared. They don't want to make the commitment. They don't want to do it, okay? Because it's like discipline. I don't like how that sounds. It sounds like a regulation, a rule, which it is, control. But being in control of yourself and making a rule for yourself, okay? Basically, you're telling yourself, look, I've decided to make this decision. I want to lose weight. I want to see better results. And I want to be able to, I want to be able to feel good about my body. You've made this decision. So now what are the goals that you are going to implement or utilize in your everyday life in order to lose weight? Okay? Which is exercising, eating healthier foods, drinking more water, okay? Staying hydrated. Well, yeah, drinking more water. And you know, some people believe that when you need to self-discipline yourself, you need to go all gung-ho. You need to go all out immediately, whether that's even with achieving your goals, your tasks, like, you know, like with whatever you want to do. If that's music, whatever it is, losing weight, I don't know what you want to do. But people assume that self-discipline, it comes with a lot of responsibility. Yes, it does. And it comes with you making a big, big commitment, not to other people, but to yourself. And the reason for this is because when you start to have self-discipline, you don't need to be saying, I'm going to exercise or run a mile. Like if you know you started off exercising, I'm going to run a whole 3 miles. And I've never ran, I've never exercised in my life. No. You do things in moderation. Okay? You want to be able to, even if that's exercising, even doing 10 push-ups for just 10. Doing 10 sit-ups, 10-minute workouts. Eventually will increase to 20-minute workouts. Will then increase to 30 minutes. Will then increase to an hour, to 2 hours. And then it starts to build you up. And you become more motivated to do it, because now that you've set those small goals, and those small goals are building, you're building up to the higher goals. You're building up to those. You have to start off small before you just get big. You can't just, like they say, crawl before you walk. Babies crawl before they walk. So you're starting off small. You're taking baby steps, okay? Hopefully that made sense. It decreases anxiety. The reason it decreases anxiety, how does self-discipline decrease anxiety? Well, when you're not self-disciplined, you're all over the place. Meaning that not only do you have to just discipline yourself into making a decision, but when you are not able to come up with like a schedule, because that goes hand in hand, you want to come up with a schedule that you can make, that you know that you're going to apply to your everyday life. You want to make sure that even within that schedule, like I said, if it's like me, for example, I research, I listen to motivational speakers. I'll listen to like a 10-minute or 15-minute motivational speech. I'll research about what successful people do. I'll jot down what successful people do. This is my whole book of nothing but goals, and you get what I'm saying? This is my whole book of nothing but goals. Also my real estate stuff. But this is nothing but just goals and what do successful people do throughout their everyday life in order to keep going and keep going towards their goals. And it's something where a lot of people, they have the anxiety when it comes to some people do have anxiety, okay? I have it. And when I'm all over the place and I know that I don't have a schedule, a specific schedule or a layout of what I'm doing, I start to overfill myself with these too many tasks or too many things to do. And I'm just filled with, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to make sure I do this, I got to put in 100 or 200 hours of this, I have to make sure I do this, I have to make sure I do this and then eventually you become so overloaded to the point where it's too much for you. So that's why you have to discipline yourself, meaning that you have to come up with a schedule that you can set for those simple tasks that you want to complete throughout your everyday life. And complete so you can achieve your goals. If you know that you work at night, if you know that you sleep throughout the day, whatever, sleep a couple of hours, wake up and work on your craft for at least 30 minutes to an hour and go back to sleep. Whatever you can do that will help you, okay, to make those small efforts to achieving your goals. And this is a way to decrease your anxiety because you won't be so overfilled with so much to do. If you do not have a specific schedule or a calendar that you need, that is very important, because Jim Rohn even said it, you want to have a journal. I have a journal where I write things down, where I say what I'm going to do. I plan it out a night before, or even sometimes within the day, Whatever the case may be, however you work, everyone's different. Come up with a schedule, or have a daily journal, write your things in, not the daily journal where you write personal things in, but write things that you know that you're going to do. Set a specific time and then take breaks within those times. You do not have to sit here and put yourself through all this work and then overload yourself, and the next thing you know, you have all this anxiety and you're like, I feel like I'm not going to accomplish my goals because if I don't do this, or if I don't stay up for longer periods of hours. Or you want to start off small in order to build that discipline. So yes, self-discipline does help with decreasing anxiety, only due to the simple fact that you are implementing those new profound skills in your everyday life. And those skills can be, like I said, a schedule, a calendar, a journal, where you can jot down what you're going to do and then take those breaks in between. Okay. Next is, it impacts positive relationships. It impacts positive relationships with yourself and with other people. Because if you were able to make a decision with yourself and stick to that decision without turning around and saying, oh no, I don't know, or I don't know if I want to do it, you already are giving out the energy of you being indecisive, because internally you're indecisive. And I remember watching Teal Swan yesterday when she said, does self-sabotage really exist, or are we not really taking the time to admit to ourselves that we don't want to do something? It's good to be honest with yourself, because there's always going to be other voices, or probably another voice inside of you thinking, you know what, I really don't want to do this. But then the other part is, no, yeah, we should do it. And the other part is like, that's how she explained it. Oh, and the other part is like, nah, I don't think so. But why don't you want to do it? You get what I'm saying? Basically, you have to ask yourself these questions, and you have to go within. It will help you to create a more positive relationship with yourself and with others, because that way you have already worked on yourself internally in applying that discipline, those disciplinary actions, whether it's emotionally, spiritually, and like I said, it will affect you in the outer world as well, financially. When you are a business owner, when you're owning your own business, when you have your own company, you're able to make these decisive decisions. If you have to fire someone and you know they're not putting in the work, you know they're not doing what they need to do, you will be able to make that decision and take that necessary action and say, you know what, I'm sorry, you know, you're not doing what you need to be doing. You're not doing what you need to be. You're not getting done the tasks that need to be done. You're coming in late. I'm sorry, we're going to have to let you go. You're able to say, you know what? No. Okay. And that's where that discipline, it first starts with you being able to say no to that jelly donut that you know that looks good and it's sugary and it has all these sugary ingredients on top. You know it looks delicious, but you know that you're gonna feel bad about it later. You know that it's gonna make you put on more pounds. So in order for you to say no to yourself, you're then able to make those same decisions within the future, because you know that once you make a decision, you're not gonna go back on it. I have a history of being indecisive about food. I have a history of being indecisive about what I want to do. But now, learning about what successful people do in their everyday lives, successful people are able to make a decision and say, look, no, yes, I might be able to do that. I may be able to do it, like Jim Rohn said. Jim Rohn, I think it's Jim Rohn. So like he said, be able to say no. Be able to say, you cannot do this, or, you know, right now I can't do it, but if it changes, I'll let you know. That is a disciplinary action, because you're able to make that decision right then and there, so no one's left, so that person isn't left being like, oh, they said they would do it, or they said they would commit to something, but they didn't commit to what they said they would do. They won't look at you like you're indecisive and you really don't know what you're doing. And honestly, people will, you know, when you know how to actually discipline yourself first, you will be able to create more positive relationships with other people, and it'll impact more positive relationships, even with intimate relationships. If you know that you see the red flags, if you know that you've seen this before, if you know that you've been through this, you know internally there's a voice telling you, you know what, I don't want to do this. That self-discipline is going to let you know, like, hey, look, I understand that you really like this person, or I understand that you really love this person, but this person has cheated on you, or this person they're just not really putting in the effort or the amount of time that they need to put in, the work. And then you will have to make that decision internally and then let that person know, you know what, no. And honestly, a lot of people will start to respect you, because you will attract more positive relationships around you and more people that would want to be around you, only due to the simple fact that you have that discipline. Like I said, it comes here and then it will reflect outward. Okay. I hope that made sense. Like I said, drop in the comments and let me know if there's anything that, I'm all about constructive criticism. Let me know. Give me some constructive criticism. Give me some feedback. Just, if you didn't understand, I'll go further into detail and I'll make another video. I don't mind. And then self-discipline also helps you to become more resilient. Like I said in the beginning, when you start to make those small steps, you will start to be more motivated to do anything, because not only are you disciplining yourself with making these small changes within these adjustments in your life, you were able to really make bigger adjustments. You were able to actually have that confidence into making a decision, into being able to stick to a decision that you made, and you're not going to go back on it. You're going to be able to start and finish what you first started. You're not going to just start and then stop, start and then stop. No, you're going to have the discipline to start and to finish. Regardless of what it is, you're going to get the task done. It's going to make you more resilient, because you're going to see that, wow, I'm able to say no to that jelly donut, or I'm able to say, you know what, look, I want to eat healthier. I want to be able to feel good about my body. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut back off of certain things that I eat throughout the day. Say if you do decide to eat something sweet, eat half of it, or don't eat the whole thing. Eat just a little bit of it, and then, save it for another day. Give yourself rewarding results in the end, and remember that, I can have those rewarding results. One day I can have that cheat day. I know I can have that cheat day because I've worked hard. I feel good. I've lost a lot of weight. It's okay to reward yourself. Don't feel that you have to push yourself to the extent of overdoing things, because when you do, you will then fall off of being self-disciplined, and you will then go back to doing contributing to the same habits that you were, that weren't being a positive influence on your life. And then you will see that I keep starting and I keep starting, but I won't finish. And I have a habit of doing that, but now I'm actually disciplining myself and taking those necessary actions, because as a person and a woman that wants to grow and become successful, these things are very important. So with that being said, in order for you to, become more resilient, self-discipline will help you to want to get back up. You're going to fall down. Sometimes, like I said, you're going to fall down. Sometimes you may sneak back into your old habits, but then there's always going to be that, all right, let's do it. Because when you feel like that need, you're going to be like, you know what? It's going to make you feel some type of way. You might feel guilt. You might feel like, wow, like I was feeling not guilt, but shame. I was feeling shame to myself because, like I said, after my injury, I wasn't really wanting to exercise. I wasn't feeling, and I was still doing exercises that was still contributing to injuring my foot, my right foot, and that could have probably injured it, and it would have been even worse. And I'm not even supposed to be doing these things, but I wanted to do it to push my body. But I wasn't realizing that I could also do other alternatives, and I don't have to go in like I was before. I would wake up every morning going in for an hour. Now, in order for me to build myself back up to that, I would work out for 30 minutes or do some exercises just to make those small steps and to feel good about myself. Like I said, those 8-minute workouts increase to 10-minute workouts increase to 20 will increase to 30 will increase to an hour, and then you'll want to go longer, and then you'll want to go even harder, and then you'll be like, you know what, I can do this. And then when you start to tell yourself, you start to feel that confidence within yourself, and then your self-esteem will go high, and you'll be like, you know what, I can do anything I put my mind to, because not only did I did not only just complete these small goals, but I made an effort. I really put in the work, even though it was a small change. For example, for me, I'm starting to be able to express how I feel when I get upset about things. Now it feels good for me to be able to express how I feel, because I can actually tell a person, you know what, I don't like how you spoke to me like that, and then set that boundary and let that be known, instead of not having those boundaries and getting upset and then going into my shell, because that doesn't help me at all. Being able to speak my mind and say, I don't like this, or can we work on this, and be able to see the bigger picture of things. So these things will help you to become very resilient when you start to make those small steps. Also, the last one is to be happy. It will make you more happier, and you'll feel more motivated to do anything that you want to do. And every day that you wake up, you'll want to complete the task that you want to complete. Even if you are tired, you'll still feel good about yourself at the end because you got it done. So remember, self-discipline is not something that's negative. Self-discipline is to help you to not only be in control of your emotions, but to be able to be in control of your thinking, and know that your thoughts are, to be able to not let your thoughts contribute to the negative feelings. And what I mean by that is, just because you may be thinking I have to get it done, but your feelings of how you feel at that moment are going to contribute into you not wanting to get it done. However, you must separate the two, and you must be able to say, you know what, even though I feel this way, I'm still going to get it done because I have to get it done, and it's going to help me reap those rewarding results in the end, and to being successful, and to being able to step into my power, and to being able to feel good about myself, and to have the confidence that I need to. And this is something that's very important. Self-discipline is very important to do in your everyday life. And like I said, if there's any points that I missed, or if there's any other points that you guys feel that I could actually, speak more and go more into detail about this, let me know in the comments below. I hope you liked the video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. It's Alizé, A to the L to the I to the Z to the E, and it's all on me. And like I said, I'm all about the spiritual development, self-improvement, and all of that personal development. Let's get it, and let's keep making these videos. All right, peace. Also, I may just drop another video tonight, depending, because I really want to get deep more into this. I'm really looking up successful people and trying to understand what successful people do, how they think, what are their everyday tasks. And something that I do want to add on before I end this video is this. Give me 1 second. Jim Rohn says, we must all suffer one of two things: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Excuse me. And this is very powerful. This is a very powerful quote, because what would you rather suffer the most? The discipline of not getting it done and looking back and saying, wow, I could have done that, and look where it could have took me, or the pain? Would you rather go through the pain, meaning you would rather be hurt, or you would rather feel like, or you would rather go, well, people are making fun of me, people are talking about me, or no one's really seeing or looking at my content, or no one's really seeing my websites. Also, I will talk more about the website later on. I'm still working on that. I'm trying to get everything done. I'm not internet savvy. Like I said, I don't really like internet like that. Technology is not my thing, but you got to get it, you got to get it done. All right. But like I was saying, would you rather suffer and go through the pain of it and actually get what you want in the end? Or would you rather sit and be like, damn, regret not being able to have disciplined yourself enough to make those steps? And remember, when I said, Jim Rohn did say, it's not about how much hours, but it's what you do within those certain amount of hours. You could just be sitting and doing something and not really applying it, or applying it to your craft, or knowing that it's going to get you anywhere. For example, I'm making a video. This is contributing to me taking the steps of self-discipline, because I'm doing what I need to do. It's not just a movement, but this is a disciplinary action to move forward, to help me to actually become more successful. Making a website, looking at researching, taking all these things into consideration, and also applying them. Remember, you have to apply action. And like I said, I don't know if I said it in my last video, I probably did, but success is not what you think, but it's what you do. And so he says, would you rather want to live with self-discipline, the pain of self-discipline, and knowing that it's painful to know that I really want to just go all out and just go across the street and get that Carl's Jr., or I could actually go home and make me something to eat with some vegetables, a healthy meal, and actually drink some water and exercise, or, and actually see my body within the next couple of months. Some people, they give up when they don't see results. People give up when they don't see the results like right then and there, and it's going to take time. That's why patience comes in and all of that. So would you rather want to go through the pain and actually see that, dang, in the end you actually do get everything and more? Or would you rather want to live regretting that you didn't decide to put in the disciplinary action that you needed to make in order to become self-disciplined with yourself? That's where you have to ask yourself these questions, and that's something where we have to go within. And I really do like Teal Swan, because she really goes in and she makes you think, are we really self-sabotaging ourselves, or are we just making excuses for ourselves and not really going internally and saying, look, I know I don't want to do it, so I don't want to do it. Admit to yourself and tell yourself you don't want to do it. At least you're being honest. And then you could ask yourself why. Then that's when you start to go into the why. Are you fearing this, that, and the third? I hope it makes sense, because it makes sense to me and it all correlates the same. But anyway, drop comments, like, comments, subscribe, share, do whatever you want with the video. And you know, if you want to follow me on Facebook, Alize Mills, also my other Instagram, Alize Mills, I'm gonna put that in the description, in the link. I'm gonna put the link in the description, because you know, I want you guys to follow me, and I'll be posting on there too, because I haven't really posted any videos, you know, like I said. So we're gonna keep on going strong, and like Nipsey Hussle said, the marathon don't stop. So you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.